Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another stream. I hope you guys are all doing well. I got a fair few things to talk about in today's stream. Some exciting things because you guys can clearly see Bitcoin is pumping up as I predicted, right? I've been telling you guys for the past few days that Bitcoin will pump. Okay, I was looking at the patterns, okay, and I was looking at this downtrend, right? We know Bitcoin was in fact forming, this downtrend. And I was looking at it, I'm like, you know what, Bitcoin's gonna break above this. If you don't believe me, you guys, should watch my previous videos. Okay, this is exactly what I was in fact predicting what will happen for Bitcoin very, very soon. And guess what? This is exactly what's happening for Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin right now is in fact pumping up to the upside. You guys clearly see that it's well above $28,000. Yesterday we actually saw Bitcoin pump to about $27,000. If I go back to the hourly time frame here, okay, we saw Bitcoin holding very strong at $27,000. Actually touched $27,000 right there, but it didn't stop from there. It actually continued up to the upside. Okay, you guys can clearly see this massive pump up to the upside for Bitcoin, right? So right now Bitcoin's coming out $28,700, still holding up very, very strong. Obviously, you guys can clearly see Bitcoin has in fact been pumping, and okay, Bitcoin for the past few days, right? 2 days, 3 days has been pumping. Okay, now we did in fact see Bitcoin sort of consolidate at $26,000. Not much movements, right? But it slowly, bounced back up to $27,000, consolidated a little bit right here, and then it absolutely exploded up to the upside to $28,000. And I wouldn't be surprised in a matter of a few hours time or later on tonight, we see Bitcoin at 29K. Okay, I would not be surprised, guys. So this is exactly as I was predicting, guys, what Bitcoin would, happen, right? What would happen for Bitcoin, because I was looking at the chart. Like I said, we know Bitcoin was in fact forming this downtrend, right? High highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, and obviously it broke above this resistance line. Okay, and now you guys clearly see Bitcoin is in fact breaking out of it, and it's very, very bullish because we are in fact seeing some very, very strong green candles. Okay, so this is amazing to see for Bitcoin. Finally, Bitcoin is back at $28,000, and we will potentially see this pump even more. And I told you guys, right, once we see Bitcoin back at $30,000 and once it surpasses this resistance line of 30K, I think that's when the pump and this rally that we have in fact been seeing all of 2023 will continue on to the upside, right? This rally right here, okay, you guys clearly see, will continue on to the upside once it passes this resistance line of $30,000. That's just my personal opinion, right? And so far my predictions have in fact been right. But overall, not just Bitcoin is pumping, also other altcoins have in fact been pumping as well. You guys can clearly see the global crypto market cap has jumped massively, currently at 1.13 trillion, and overall the market today is up 5%. So the crypto market is pumping today. I must say, it's obviously a green day. You guys can see for the past 24 hours how much Bitcoin has pumped: 6.6%, Ethereum 4%, BNB 3%, Cardano 7%. Okay, great to see for Cardano. Okay, a lot of altcoins are pumping. Dogecoin 2%, Solana 4%, Litecoin 5%, same with Polygon, also 5%, Shiba Inu 2%, Avalanche 6%, Chainlink 2%, Cosmos 3%. So you guys get the gesture, right? Fair few altcoins today in the market are in fact pumping, right? So this is absolutely amazing to see, and we are obviously recovering right now. Okay, we are in fact recovering mode right now for Bitcoin and crypto, right? We know how much Bitcoin has been dropping a few weeks ago, and of course altcoins, right? Especially altcoins, we know altcoins have dropped massively. Okay, and that's why I've been investing heavy into crypto, right? You guys see me buying Bitcoin, you guys see me buying Ethereum, right? And many more other altcoins, right? So in this chart, I want to show you guys this chart real quick. Okay, in this video, I have a fair few charts to go through. So this this stream could be a pretty long one, but you guys clearly see that yes, like what I showed you guys from this downtrend, right? Bitcoin is in fact finally breaking out of it. And I told you guys literally, 3 days ago, even yesterday, that this will potentially happen. Bitcoin will potentially have a massive pump, Okay, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now for Bitcoin. So yes, Bitcoin is in fact pumping up, breaking out of the resistance line, and it's looking very, very bullish, right? And this could potentially be the next leg up for Bitcoin, right? Potentially. Okay, so be excited, okay? For all my Bitcoin holders out there, okay, Bitcoin is looking very, very strong right now. And I would, like I said, okay, I would not be surprised if we do in fact see a 29K Bitcoin in the next few hours, right? I would not be surprised at all. So it's looking very bullish for Bitcoin, okay? And I told you guys to, ignore the news, ignore the FUD, and all the negative news, okay, that's happening around the crypto space with the SEC, okay, because Bitcoin will recover. And this is exactly what I am talking about right now, okay? This pump, is exactly what I was in fact talking about for the past, few days and of course, few weeks. But yeah, a lot of people are in fact predicting that Bitcoin's going to pump to $30,000. Okay, a lot of people are in fact predicting that, and this is massive. This is for sure going to be the next leg up. And once Bitcoin touches back up at $30,000, we're going to see Bitcoin, surpass that, go to $32,000, and it will just continue on from there, right? So a lot of people are in fact predicting that, right? You guys can see $30,000 as well. This person also predicts that Bitcoin will bounce back up to $30,000 because the reason why we are in fact seeing that right now, guys, okay, if you look at the chart yourselves, back in April, so 2 months ago, we saw Bitcoin touch $30,000 right here, right? But it didn't surpass $31,000. It actually dumped back down to about $27,000. Okay, and that was the last time seeing Bitcoin at 30K this year alone in 2023. So what we are seeing right now, guys, is some very strong green candles. And once Bitcoin bounces back up to $30,000, okay, and it should happen in the next, I don't know, few days, few weeks maybe, who knows, okay, we could potentially see some, corrections back down to 27,000 or 26, who knows, right? But it's looking pretty strong for Bitcoin, so I don't think that will happen. I think Bitcoin will keep rising back to $30,000, and it won't stop there. It will just keep going up. So this rally that we have in fact been seeing all of 2023 will continue on to the upside, right? So that's why, guys, a lot of people are in fact predicting that Bitcoin will reach back up, to $30,000, because it's been quite some time since we have seen Bitcoin back at 30K, ever since, April, early of April. So it's been like 2 months, okay, since we've seen Bitcoin at 30K. And once we see Bitcoin at 30K, it's going to be very bullish, okay? And of course, the rally and pumps will continue on from there. So we're going to see Bitcoin at 32K, 35, $40,000, and potentially higher than that, of course, in the next upcoming few months for this year alone in 2023. So $38,000 next, target, right, for Bitcoin. Okay, like I said, a lot of people are in fact predicting that Bitcoin will, reach these price targets of, over $30,000 very, very soon. Okay, and that's exactly what I've been, predicting as well. Okay, so big things are coming to those that were patient, right? Big things, guys. I told you guys, with the SEC is spreading all this FUD and negative news, ignore it, okay? Ignore the noise, ignore the nonsense, okay? Bitcoin will eventually recover. I literally been telling you guys that many times, right? And clearly Bitcoin is obviously recovering. So if you guys really think about it, right? With the SEC spreading all this FUD early of June this month, we saw Bitcoin drop to about $25,000, right? It wasn't a massive drop. It then actually recovered, went back up all the way to $27,000, right? With all this FUD and negative news. Like, Bitcoin doesn't care. Like, Bitcoin was performing amazing still with all this FUD. But then, yes, of course, we saw Bitcoin drop further down and went all the way down to below $25,000, and actually went below $24,800 at one point. But clearly it bounced back up, right? So all that doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Bitcoin is strongly holding at $28,000. It's way above $28,000, just below 29K. You guys can clearly see that. So it's holding up fantastic. You know what I mean? It really is. So, right, with all the FUD and negative news, Bitcoin always recovers. I've been telling you guys that many, many times. Okay, with the COVID crash back March 2020, okay, we saw Bitcoin crash, and then KuCoin, the hack crash, right, for KuCoin, August of 2020, we saw that crash. And then we saw Bitcoin pump massively, and it pumped because that's when we were obviously entering the next, bull market, right? And then of course we saw all of 2022 Bitcoin crash because we were entering, the next cycle or bear market. And then we saw the FTX crash. Okay, and it's not just the FTX crash that caused Bitcoin to drop. A lot of things caused Bitcoin to drop in that year, 2022. Like a lot of negative things, right, happened in 2022. I've been telling you guys many times, if you survive 2022, you can survive anything. What we're seeing right now is completely nothing compared to what we saw back in 2022, right? We saw, for example, Terra Luna, right? Who remembers, right? Terra Luna absolutely crashed and caused the crypto market to crash massively, right, in May and June, especially in June. That's when we really saw Bitcoin drop. And of course, not just Bitcoin, but other altcoins, right? The entire cryptocurrency market dropped massively when we saw the Terra Luna crash. And also, a fair few things like crypto exchanges, going bankrupt and shutting down, like Celsius, and of course FTX, okay? And that's when the FTX crash happened right here in November. And that's when we saw Bitcoin drop to $15,000, just below 16K, right? And that would have been a great time to get in. And that's exactly the time when I got in personally, right? I invested a large amount of my money into Bitcoin, and I had proof of that, right? I have proof of that. I uploaded a video 7 months ago titled "I'm going all in on Bitcoin." If you guys haven't seen that video, you should definitely check it out, because in that video, I show you guys that I invested a large amount of money into Bitcoin, right, at that very moment. And that's even said in that video that this could potentially not be Bitcoin's bottom, because at that very moment, a lot of people were in fact saying that Bitcoin will drop further down, right, to $14,000, $13,000, $12,000, and of course $10,000 and lower. And personally, I was one of them. But I'm just glad that I wasn't, timing the market. I was dollar cost averaging simply, right? So this is just a perfect example on why you guys should not, DCA. I mean, not DCA, but time the market, right? You should never really time the market, because it really does screw with your emotions. You know what I mean? It really does. But anyways, we saw the FTX crash, okay, the FTX crash, and then we saw Bitcoin recover from that. It pumped. Right now, we are in fact seeing some Binance FUD. We know what happened with the SEC. Okay, the SEC was in fact suing, two major crypto exchanges, Binance and of course Coinbase. And not just that, also the SEC were in fact naming a fair few altcoins securities. And that's when we saw Bitcoin drop slightly. And of course, altcoins dropped massively. But look at it now. Altcoins are absolutely recovering, right? 24 hours, you guys can see how much they have dropped. I'm pumped, sorry. But yeah, they have dropped a lot. Okay, even with this pump that's happening right now for the cryptocurrency market, altcoins are still cheap. They are literally dirt cheap right now, in my opinion. Okay, so everything is slowly recovering, guys. And this is just an example of why you should really ignore all the FUD, all the negative news. Okay, they're trying to make you panic, guys, trying to make you spooked out when you shouldn't be, right? We should be very bullish right now. We should be investing. We should be stacking. We should be accumulating, because we are in fact in the buy era. We all should be at least dollar cost averaging right now, guys. Okay, we all should be stacking. I've been telling us that many times. And a lot of these people out there globally, right, around the world, are secretly stacking Bitcoin, right? So they are trying to make you spooked out. They're trying to make you sell. So, Bitcoin can crash and they can buy it for a cheaper price. That's exactly what they're doing, guys, right? So this is pretty much how you lose in the market, guys, right? So that's that. Bitcoin will recover. Okay, it will eventually have this massive pump to the upside eventually, right? It always recovers. You guys clearly see that. Whether it's negative news and FUD causing Bitcoin to crash, it will always recover. And you guys clearly see that, right? Throughout the years. So that's that. Okay, Bitcoin will recover. I've told you guys that many times. I don't know why a lot of people out there are in fact being bearish with Bitcoin, or saying Bitcoin's going to drop back down below $20,000. I've been telling us many times, right? I don't think Bitcoin's going to ever drop back down below 20K ever again. Like, we're never going to see that ever again for Bitcoin. To see Bitcoin below 20K, meaning I don't see Bitcoin at 19K ever again. I don't see Bitcoin at 18K ever again. It's all ups from here, right? I've been mentioning that many times, guys, okay? But that's that. So, I know I've been showing you guys this chart a fair bit of times, but this is honestly one of my favorite charts. Okay, because it really does show you guys how much Bitcoin pumps. And of course, alt season. We know alt season is obviously right around the corner. And alt season, for all the people out there that don't know, is pretty much where, of course, altcoins pump, right? Self-explanatory. Altcoins pump, okay, like crazy. So we know the Bitcoin halving is in fact right around the corner. Okay, it's going to happen next year in 2024 around April or May. Once that happens, okay, Bitcoin's obviously not going to pump straight away, right? Because you guys can clearly see in 2020, for example, our most previous halving, okay, we had one in, I think it was around April or March. I'm not quite sure in 2020, right? We had the Bitcoin halving right here, and Bitcoin wasn't really moving. You guys can clearly see that for, a few months, right? You guys can clearly see that until towards the end of the year in 2020, and of course early of 2021. That's when we really saw it pump. So the exact same thing is going to happen, right? And that's why I really do believe, towards the end of the year in 2024, we will in fact see, okay, Bitcoin surpass $100,000. Okay, that's when I really do believe we will in fact see a 100k Bitcoin in the year 2024, towards the end of that year in 2024, right? So be excited, guys. Okay, the halving is literally less than 1 year from now. It's right around the corner. And of course, altcoins are going to pump in the year 2025. Okay. And you guys can clearly see our most previous halving events. This is where Bitcoin really does pump the most. You guys can clearly see that, right? So I'm expecting Bitcoin to pump like crazy. Of course, reaching easily back up to its previous all-time highs and reaching a new all-time high in the next bull market. So yes, guys, some exciting times for sure, 100%. Now, the Bitcoin monthly returns. Right, let's talk about this. You guys can clearly see June. Okay, now yesterday, I just want to say this real quick. Yesterday, we actually saw this at, it was actually down 1%, if I remember. Yeah, it was down 1%. Okay, it was in the reds, down 1%. Now today, obviously, since Bitcoin is obviously pumping, okay, we are in fact seeing it back up in the greens, okay, and it's now at 4%. Okay, so I am hoping that Bitcoin will perform well for this month in June, because we know usually June Bitcoin doesn't really perform that well, right? In previous years, 2022, it was down 37%, and the reason why it dropped that much is because of Terra Luna, right? When we saw Terra Luna crash, that's why Bitcoin crashed massively and whatnot, right, in June. And of course, 2021 and 2020, it was down as well. So hopefully this month in June, we will in fact see Bitcoin end off in the greens and end this month off strong, right? In the greens, hopefully, right? Fingers crossed, because I will be very, very surprised if we do in fact see Bitcoin end of this month in the greens. Okay, but we will see. It's looking pretty good for Bitcoin. Now, what about Ethereum? Ethereum is still down 3.5% for this month in June. That's because it was dropping way more, than Bitcoin, because we know altcoins for the past few days have been dropping massively, but Ethereum is slowly, recovering from all this, right? It really is. It's slowly recovering from all this. I remember seeing this, and Ethereum was down like 8%, even 10%. Now it's only at 3.5%. So it's slowly, recovering, right? Just like Bitcoin. Look at that, 5% right now. Okay, I thought Bitcoin went back up to 29k. Never mind. So yeah, it's looking pretty good for this month in June. Hopefully this will continue on, and we would do, see Bitcoin reach back up to 30k and surpass $30,000. That will be absolutely amazing to see. Now the Fear and Greed Index is looking amazing as well. The Fear and Greed Index right now is currently at 59. So we are in fact back in greed mode. Thank God, because we've been seeing the Fear and Greed Index at like neutral for the longest time. And now finally today, we are in fact seeing something different, slightly in the greens, and it's in greed mode, right? And that's because obviously Bitcoin is pumping, okay, and the market is pumping. So absolutely amazing to see something different finally, right? But yes, guys, altcoins, if you guys haven't seen my most previous videos, should definitely check them out. I talk about why there's a huge opportunity right now to make money in crypto. There's a lot of money and a lot of room right now to make money with cryptocurrency. If you guys look at any altcoin, majority, not any, but I want to say majority of them, okay, are down massively. Okay, So if we go to Cardano, go to the all-time, majority of these altcoins will look just like this, like Cardano. It created an all-time high back in 2021. Okay, when we're in fact in, a bull market, and it dropped massively. Okay, and obviously there's a lot of room to grow. Think about it, right? If Cardano reaches back up to its previous all-time highs, you can easily double your money from where it is now. Just think about that. And of course, I really do believe a lot of these altcoins will reach back up, to its previous all-time highs and reach a new all-time high, right? And it's understandable. Okay, I understand why people are in fact investing into altcoins mainly, right? They're not really investing into Bitcoin because the price for Bitcoin is a bit too high. I understand. So it's understandable why people are in fact, investing heavy into altcoins. I know people personally that are in fact investing heavy into altcoins as well, because we know alt season is obviously coming up. Okay, and that's where we really see altcoins pump. Like, remember in 2021, we saw altcoins like Solana pumping. Solana was one of those altcoins in 2021 that was performing absolutely amazing. It was pumping like crazy. There was so much FOMO. Everyone was talking about Solana, right? In 2021, who remembers? Okay, Solana was one of them, and also there was another one, Axie Infinity. Who remembers? I don't know if you guys even know Axie Infinity, but it's a gaming crypto coin. Oh, it's right here. Okay, everyone was talking about this, and it was pumping. Okay, in 2020, it was like pumping like crazy. It was at literally like a couple of dollars, like $3-4, and it pumped all the way up to 160. Okay, and obviously it's down massively, 5.4. So it's dropped a lot, right? Axie Infinity has dropped massively, guys. And this is one of those altcoins that has pumped massively in 2021, right? But that's that. Okay, so do I think it's a great buy right now for Axie Infinity? Of course. Do I think Axie Infinity has the potential to reach back up to its previous all-time highs? I don't know. Okay, I really don't know. I highly doubt it. Okay, because this is in fact a gaming crypto token, and this is a play to earn game, right? So if you play it, you earn rewards and whatnot, right? So I don't know if it will, go back up to its previous all-time highs, because I think the game has to have potential as well. You know what I mean? But we will see, I guess. Okay, but yeah, my main focus here, guys, is obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, of course, right? Bitcoin and Ethereum is my main focus. Obviously, other altcoins you guys have seen, I've been investing heavy into Chainlink. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Chainlink, and I'm really bullish on Chainlink, and I really do believe Chainlink has so much room to grow in the next bull market, right? And that's why I've been investing heavy. I like Chainlink. We need Chainlink. We know that Chainlink is not going to go anywhere. It's literally the biggest Oracle network in the crypto space. So just think about that, right? It really is. So I'm investing heavy into Chainlink because I really do believe, Chainlink will easily go back up to its previous all-time highs and reach a new all-time high, right? So that's why I've been investing heavily into Chainlink. But you guys have to understand, in the next bull market, yes, majority of these altcoins will pump, but there's also always going to be a new altcoin that's going to pump massively. Okay, so 2021 we saw Solana, and then we saw Axie Infinity. What's going to be the next one, right? For the year 2024 and especially 2025, right? So you have to really look through and think like which one's going to be the next big altcoin that's going to pump massively in the next bull market, right? Is it going to be Algorand? Is it going to be Aave, right? You have to really think about it. Is it going to be Tezos? Okay, is it going to be Theta Network, right? You got to really think about it, right? Because there's a lot of altcoins, and it could actually be below the top 100 as well. It could be any of these altcoins that will pump massively. Okay, will it be Engine Coin, right? I heard Engine Coin is a great gaming crypto coin as well. And a lot of people talk about this coin. Okay, I'm not quite sure about this coin. I don't know much about it, but a fair few people that I know, like other crypto YouTubers, have been talking about this coin. Let's see. Whoa. Okay, never mind. Never mind. But yeah, a fair few people have in fact been talking about that altcoin. But you just have to really think about it, guys. Like, what is the next massive altcoin? And a fair few people were talking about Cardano as well. But yeah, we will see, guys. Okay, we will see. But yeah, guys, Bitcoin is pumping. Great to see Bitcoin back at $28,000. That's absolutely amazing to see. I'm just glad to see Bitcoin back up at 28K. It's been quite some time since we have seen Bitcoin at $28,000. So it's great to see something different for a change. Okay, and this should make us more bullish, right? Do I still think it's a great time right now to buy Bitcoin, even though it's pumping? I do, because Bitcoin is still below $100,000. I've been telling you guys this many times. Okay, if you're buying Bitcoin, okay, you're investing into Bitcoin below 100K, I think it's still cheap, because we know where Bitcoin is going to be heading, in the next few years, right? It's going to be reaching hundreds and thousands of dollars and millions of dollars. Call me crazy, but it will happen, right? Bitcoin is an asset that truly does have store of value, right? Just think about that, right? So think about it, 10 years ago, 2013, okay, here's an example. 2013, we saw Bitcoin at what? A couple of $100, right? Bitcoin was at like $110, $120, somewhere around there, right? It wasn't really that high, you know what I mean? And now 10 years later, Bitcoin's at $28,000, right? Tens and thousands of dollars, literally just in a 10-year time period, right? So think about that. Okay, and remember at one point Bitcoin was all the way up at $69,000. So imagine where Bitcoin will be 10 years from now, right? Just think about that. Okay, it's going to be a crazy number, something that's really unthinkable, because no one knew back in 2013 Bitcoin will be worth tens and thousands of dollars, right? Just think about it. When Bitcoin, when someone saw Bitcoin back in 2013, when it was at like just over $100, because that was the year where Bitcoin first broke out to $100, right? Back in 2013. When someone saw the price of Bitcoin back in 2013 at, $100, right? They wouldn't think like, 10 years later, Bitcoin will be worth, over $50,000, right? So imagine, do you guys think, Bitcoin will be worth $1 million 10 years from now? Personally, I think that's very possible. Call me crazy, but I think that's very, very possible for Bitcoin. Okay, we know there's only a supply limit of Bitcoins. Okay, Bitcoin has a supply limit of 21 million. Okay, and if you really think about it, there's not enough Bitcoins to go around for everyone. Okay, there's over 8 billion people that live on Earth and only 21 million Bitcoins. If you really think about it, right? Let's put another perspective here. The millionaires, right? There's over 60 million people, okay, that are in fact millionaires. Not even all the millionaires in the world can own one full Bitcoin. So if you're watching the stream right now and you own one full Bitcoin, just know you're blessed. Okay, I really want you guys to store that one Bitcoin, not in a crypto exchange, okay? Store it into a hard wallet, right? Put it in a hard wallet, store it somewhere safe, okay? And just leave it in there and forget about it. And I promise you that one Bitcoin will potentially make you wealth in the future, right? That's just my personal opinion, guys. And that's why I've been stacking into Bitcoin and, of course, Ethereum, right? We can't forget about Ethereum and other altcoins. But that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. I really would appreciate that. Let's get to 3K. I feel like we're going to reach 3K very, very soon, maybe sometime next year in 2024. So if you guys haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a blessed day, guys.